Hi, everybody. Me and Miss Outcast. Miss Outcast. Yeah, I talked to Steven earlier. He says he wants to debate Claude.
Oh, what does he want to debate Claude about?
Probably, I think about evolution. Like he brings uh evidence for his what he said, faith evolution, and he said he could choose what topic to debate.
Let me guess. Uh, if oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to blow into the microphone.
Okay.
If the show is were to or the debate, I mean, were to uh, actually happen, I get the feeling that it won't be. Here are here are my proofs for creationism, but
Uh, he said
oh,
that. Oh,
go on.
he said that he bring proof for his faith, and Claude will bring proof for his faith.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting. Because
Yeah.
usually it's um, that's those types of debates usually are uh, creationists trying to poke holes to evolution, as if, even if, let's say let's say they could, which would be quite remarkable, uh, because it is such a solid uh, scientific theory. I mean, solid because it's so well uh, built, isn't it? I want to say undermined, but that's that's the wrong word. Um, it's so well corroborated by the evidence. Um, but even if they were to be able to like find legitimate actual problems with it that would prove it, that would falsify the theory, then that still doesn't make creationism true. It's not a, you have this theory, I have this theory. If your theory is wrong, then automatically my theory is correct. Um, but it would be interesting to hear or see a show that wasn't like that. Oh, Mark! Hello, Mark. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Ja må han leva, han leva, han leva, hurra, hurra. I'm not gonna sing for real, but it's Mark's birthday. He is now almost a grown man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to
Hi,
you.
Soph.
Yeah, he's here.
How are you, Soph?
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah,
That's
he
good.
he can't hear you
Uh,
because I have headphones on, so that's why I had to relay the question to him.
oh, uh, yeah, it's gonna be on Tim's channel.
On Kent's channel.
Ti. Yeah, Ken. Tim.
Oh, the no, that's not the
He
standing for
comes on
truth.
here.
That's Donny. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. Or I'm forgetful or whatever.
Uh, he comes on here a lot. I forgot. Yeah, Tim. He debated. Mark and Brother Pike before?
Oh, I know that he and Mark had a discussion about, I I assume it was predestination, because that's the part they seem to have the hardest time with.
And
Yeah,
Preterism.
preterism, right. Yeah, Mark, you're
Yeah, is
all
that crazy?
grown up now, and we're so proud of you.
Uh, oh, yeah. Oh, Miss Mott had a story. Thanks, but I'm hanging out in the chat.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Did I found out not only that there's another channel that having a video thing about Pastor Anderson, about him this other kid I guess come out to talk about Pastor Anderson using his kids.
Oh, another one, a new one?
Yeah, is that crazy?
Yeah.
He has about 11 kids.
What?
Yeah, is that
Yeah, it
crazy?
is. Do you have, is it like, because you were showing an interview, and I know that that interview is a couple of years at least.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
different one. I did show a video of from Tim who showed me it. Just heating up my lunch. Oh yeah, Tim showed me a video uh, where they had an interview with this with one of the guy, the
Hmm.
Anderson's kid. You could definitely tell that Steve Anderson kid. Just the way he talks, he just had that Steve Anderson vibe to him.
Maybe that's because I came across that video a long time ago. I'm saying a long time ago, but to be honest, I don't really remember when it was, but it was when the interview was new. Uh,
I'll be right
uh,
to you.
yeah, I'm kind of intrigued if there are other accounts as well from uh, other ones of his children who's saying the same thing. Sadly, I wouldn't be. I'm not surprised. Uh, Not because of, it has nothing to do really with Steven Anderson's. It's not like, oh yeah, he's first of all, of course it has nothing to do with him being Christian. I'm not that type of person, or atheist, or Swedish, or whatever. Uh, but the way Steven Anderson i- is, his anger. Oh,
Oh,
there you are. Yeah, I just kept on. No,
yeah. Sorry
that's
about
no
that.
worries. I kept on talking a bit just to.
I talked to Big Bad
Oh,
Mama. He said he's coming on when he gets home from his car.
awesome.
Yeah, I told him about that. About Stephen Bowman challenged Claude Balls to a
Yeah.
debate.
Has Claude answered?
I sent a email to him. Not yet. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
It'll be on Tim's channel.
I mean, the way I see it, it would be it would be far more advantageous for actually for both sides, even though uh, Stephen might not think so. Um, if it was on a more unbiased channel, because I might be um, misinformed or have drawn the wrong conclusions, and if so, I apologize to Tim, but uh, from what I understand, uh, he is part of the PL crowd. He-
The
yeah,
PGs.
I,
Yeah, yeah. He is a pretty nice guy too, but a lot of times he really gets into it with Mark and Brother Pike. Oh no! Earlier I showed Brother Pike was on a tire swing.
yeah, I saw that because I watched the other show. That was really fun, and I'm a bit envious. We have where I live, right below me, there are actually several schools, but one is for like from first grade, or if it's not called preschool, but it's for the kids before they start first grade. It's complicated. Sweden has changed the school system, and I have not been keeping up with it because I don't have children of my own. And yeah, um, people, children start first grade when they're 7, but now they start school at 6 years of age, and I'm not sure how that really works, but uh, because you used to start preschool at 6 when I was a kid. Either way, uh, it's for the younger kids, and they have a playground where they have this huge. It's like a huge circle with a net that is like a swing, so you can either be several people sitting in it, um, or you can just hang out in it by yourself, and that's oh, it's awesome. It's really fun.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the ultimate debate: the Great Clawball versus Stephen Bowman as Proverbs guy. Yeah. So what? Uh, Big Ben Mama used to call him a lot back in the day.
As proverb. Yeah, I love those. Those were really funny, especially the intro. And Stephen Boland as Proverbs guy. Oh, that was funny.
Oh, uh, yeah, that was crazy. Do you think? Uh, uh, yeah, would that be the ultimate debate of all time?
I think the
Great.
ultimate debate of all times would be uh it would probably be uh Claude Balls versus Kent on taxes. But that will never
Oh,
happen. That one will never happen. Uh, it could also be uh, Big Bad Mama versus Kent on geology. Yeah.
wow. Hey, yeah, uh, uh, yeah, is that crazy? Can't. Uh, Stephen Bowen versus uh, Claw Balls in a
Yeah,
debate. Hi, Miss Maud. Yeah, that'd be
it would.
crazy.
It really would.
yeah, 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 that'd be crazy. Do you think, uh, yeah, that'd be great. I sent an email to Claude about it. Let
Yeah.
him know. Yeah. Oh, I thought of would debate you versus Stephen over Egypt.
Yeah, and I mean, I I love talking about Egypt, but part of it is that because of my PTSD and how it triggers
Oh,
me, I cannot really. I'm not good at debates, and it's very strenuous for me mentally.
oh, sorry to hear that.
Uh, which is it is what it is. Maybe someday I'll be able to uh, again, but that's why I prefer conversations, and I prefer
Oh,
conversations that are um, more not so adversary, where even if you have differing ideas and differing opinions, you still, and even if it might get somewhat heated from time to time, it's still like respectful and calm more than uh, like agitated or whatever. And also, I think
oh,
because Stevens, so Steven believes in pseudo archaeology, um, and it's it would mean I would have to read up on all of these nonsense. I mean, I know some of it uh, on a what's the word, on a basic, like, I know the overarching ideas that's being said, but I don't know off the top of my head each single argument, uh, because I don't have to. Some people would say, "Oh, but see that means that uh, you you can't you can't deny what they are saying because you don't know the exact arguments." But the fact is that I still can, because I know what the consensus is. I know the what I know why and how and so forth. We know what we know, and what we don't know, I also know why we don't know it. So uh, it's like you don't have to prove that a potato isn't a carrot if you know what makes a potato. I don't know. That's not a good analogy. And here we are again. I'm sorry.
oh,
I,
that's alright.
I but
Yeah,
um,
mm,
you had um, the other uh, interview with, or clip of Steven Anderson's kid.
oh, here's another guy who put out a video about Steve Anderson, another kid of Anderson, I think, coming out about abuse.
Oh, it's not been. It, it's not out yet.
Oh, it's out.
And it's
Wow.
not the one we watched part of the other day.
No, it's a different one.
Oh,
Is that crazy?
yeah. Do you do you mind watching a little bit of it?
I don't mind.
I think it might be. I mean, I don't know, but it might be interesting.
Yeah, is that crazy?
Parents, it doesn't say that the parents should fear the children. I will spank my.
Tell me pause it if you need to say anything. Miss Outcast?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
tell me pause if you need to say anything.
I will. I will.
Okay.
Children because the Bible commands it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Preacher Boys podcast. Today I'm sitting down with John Anderson. He is the son of Pastor Stephen Anderson at Faithful Word Baptist Church. And today he's detailing some of the horrific allegations of abuse against both Stephen Anderson, his father, and his mother. He did a full interview on September 6, 2024 on a YouTube channel called Dead Domain, and I highly recommend you go
Ooh.
watch that interview before you watch this one.
Oh, that
Or
is the same kid, same guy.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
in addition to watching this one, it's an absolutely fantastic interview. And Jordan over on that channel asked some incredible questions and really let John speak for himself. So I'd encourage you to go check out that one over there. But John actually reached out to me through Instagram a couple of days ago. I spent about 45 minutes to an hour on the phone with him, kind of talking through his experience in the Anderson home and what his journey has been like since leaving. And I really think this episode is going to be powerful for all of you listening. I can't imagine growing up in the household that John describes in this conversation, and I can't imagine the abuse he has, and also finding his voice at such an early age, at just 19 years old, just about a year removed being a minor within that environment. And the reason John wanted to share on the podcast, and the reason he's trying to get this message out, is because the abuse that John describes is still prevalent within the home, although some of it has been dialed back due to concerns of exposure or, other things we'll talk about later in the episode. There are still 8 children living in the Anderson home, and he hopes to shed spotlight to motivate people who are in the church to take a closer look at who Stephen Anderson and his wife really are. And it's also for the local government officials in the community to be aware of what's happening within their area in Arizona. And so hopefully this is a wake-up call to organizations like CPS that purport to help children, hopefully a wake-up call to members of Faithful Word Baptist Church and all the ministries that are impacted by Stephen Anderson. I hope you listen to John's story.
Oh, guess who's here?
Big bad mama. Big bad
Hi,
mama.
Hi.
Hi.
is
How
this
are
Stephen
you?
Oh,
Anderson? I'm good. Is this the video about Stephen Anderson's kids, or
Yeah, another one. It's the
yeah.
same kid who come out saying that he was abused as kid by his dad.
wow, and his mom, right?
Yeah, is that
Did I
crazy?
miss it already?
No,
No?
it just started.
Oh, okay, okay.
Well, I need
Don't
tell you.
don't
What do you
let me
think?
interrupt you.
That's all right. What do you think of that? It's going to be on Tim's channel. Steve Bolin versus Claw Balls.
Has Claude accepted that
Uh, I,
challenge?
s- I sent an email to him.
Okay, so
Yeah,
it's on Evolution.
yeah. Like they bring his proof for creation, Steve, and Claw brings proof for evolution, I guess. But it's he said it could be any topic of, like, space evolution, Earth evolution. I forgot. Cosmic evolution, I mean, and
Huh.
all that stuff. What do you think of that?
Um. Well, Claude's not a scientist, so I don't know why wouldn't Stephen Bolin like challenge somebody like Grayson or
You?
Mark Reed or somebody, or even me. But
I did
Claude
ask
doesn't
him
even
about.
claim to be a scientist.
I did ask him about debating you, but he said he's sick about debating Claude.
Okay, well, we'll
Claude
see what Claude has to say.
proof of his faith. He says. Uh,
Of
Sorry, I
course,
was cutting
because
out there.
oh, that's right. Oh, this guy kind of reminds me of Aiden. I do.
And please leave us and letting John know that you're thankful for him, that you're hopeful that he will experience healing, and that he'll be able to help his brothers and sisters still caught in a really toxic mess. My heart goes out to John. I told him before we did the interview, during the interview, and after the interview, I hope he's taking time to care for himself, because this is really heavy stuff. The path to healing is not linear, and I wish nothing but the best for John and his family that are trying to survive a really abusive family with Stephen and Susanna and the way that they treat these kids. So yeah, just fair warning content. This one is extremely heavy, as are all of the episodes on this podcast. But this episode goes into detail about physical abuse involving children, as well as spousal abuse. So just be warned about that going in. But here's my conversation, Anderson. Please listen to the whole thing. I think it's going to be really helpful and interesting to people who are familiar with Stephen Anderson, the NIFB, and associated ministries. John, thank you so much for reaching out and being willing to do an interview.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate the platform to be able to tell the truth about this and spread that to as many people as possible.
I was checking out your interview on Dead Domain, which I covered in the intro of this episode, but people should go check out because it's a really great conversation. And it seems like pretty immediately there's been a overwhelming response of support, and then also I know a lot of criticism. Your dad kind of alluded to it in his sermon on Sunday. What has been the reaction that you felt the most after kind of coming forward and sharing?
So that actually went my conversation with Jordan during the episode. That was the first time I had ever actually talked through all of it to anybody. Not ever in a private conversation. Steele talked about that many things. And a lot of people in the comments were kind of attacking me or for various things that they misunderstood. And one of the things was people were saying that I want to clear up on is people were saying that I was justifying my dad or saying my dad was.
Oh, Claude's in the. Oh, Big Bad Mama Claude's in the
I saw that.
comments.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's interested, which I don't blame him.
Claude, join us. I like to hear what you have to say.
There's some
Join
background noise I'm hearing. Is that from me or?
Might be from.
yeah, it's not me. It's very quiet here.
Uh, oh,
Look,
here, I'll do
Logan, you
this.
got something going. You got people talking or something on a video, I think.
Oh, I was watching something. Oh, yeah,
Of course
Claude,
you
come
are.
on here.
Logan, you're hosting this show. I'm just kidding you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like to see Claude come on here. I like to see what he has to say. He's a kid.
Yeah, I hope. Hopefully, Claude comes on.
Yeah.
Join us, Claude.
Yeah.
We have cookies.
This is a horrible story. I've been just checking this out right now online, and these poor kids, and yeah. Well, I mean, we knew that guy was a monster, and now it's coming out how much of a monster he really is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's messed up. Yeah. I wonder. I'm not sure. Is it? Here's one cat we remember seeing back in the day. On Steve Anders' channel, uh, he have his son who was up there preaching. He had blonde hair, and he also went with him to preach in Africa. I, I forgot his name. Oh, I guess he's here.
Who? Is it?
The Claude.
Claude.
Now Claude can
Hel-
tell us.
Hi, Claude.
Yes,
Hello, Claude.
I've never agreed to debate Bolin, but I would debate him on Kent's tax crimes. That would be, but not on evolution, and especially not on his different kinds of evolution. Guess where he's got that nonsense from?
Right.
Cosmic evolution,
Yeah.
evolution of his dick. It's all come from bloody Kent Hovind. So, no, I wouldn't. I'll
The
leave
6
that to a
types of
scientist.
evolution.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that just screams Hovind.
Yeah, so no. But I would, but in case he's gonna, call me a chicken, I would debate him on uh, Hoven's tax crimes, the evolution thereof.
Right. Oh, see, that's that's another type of evolution you got right there. So it's not
Yes.
just
Mm.
uh, s- 6 types of evolution. It's actually more than that. He said you could choose whatever type of evolution you
Okay.
wanted.
Well, you tell him that's the topic. See what he says.
Debate Big Bad Mama.
What's that?
But he said he wanted to debate. I asked him if he would debate Big Bad Mama, but he said he wants to debate Claude.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes, because I'm not a scientist. You see, it'd be far better. I mean, he could debate, what is it, this geological column stuff and all that with Big Bad Mama, but he won't.
Yeah, it
Big
doesn't
Bad
seem like
Mama
he's
knows what he's.
interested.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
desperate for see all that blowing smoke up, towards Steph the other night.
Right. Right.
It's all an act, not from Krista. I think she was genuine, but somehow she's been persuaded to do this by her conniving husband and by that half-wit, and that's a compliment, Dan. Um,
Well, they were asking me to go on, and Ryan would interview me on Noah's Ark and the evidence against Noah's Ark, and then but they had to the the challenge was then they would take that material of the interview and they themselves would pick it apart later on a show. And it's
Well,
like
I
I don't really have any interest in that. They're going to cut whatever I say up in
yes, yes.
chunks, and um,
No.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it seems kind of strange, like a strange challenge.
And then they wouldn't allow comments that
Right.
you weren't respectful, and by that they mean um, didn't suck up to them. That's what their idea of respect is. They wouldn't have a clue what respect is.
Well, they wouldn't let me review their comments on my stuff, I guess, to at least have a conversation with them about it while they're watching it, I think.
Mm.
Which I don't know. I would think
That's
about
just
it.
telling of uh so in my mind and from what I've seen from them so far, that means if you were there while they were picking it apart, you could say things like, hey, that is not the context I said that.
Right.
It's been cut, or it's been, or you you have cut it in a way to misrepresent what I said, and they can't have that.
Yeah, it didn't
So
sound like that was a possibility. It sounded like, yeah, they're going to take whatever the interview is and then they're going to review that themselves without me there. And that's kind of a weird invitation, but um, I'll still think about it. I probably
think
won't do it.
hard.
Yeah, I probably won't do it.
I wouldn't. But that's me.
What if they wanted you to come on to talk about Exodus?
Um, no. Simply because I do not trust how it would be used.
Yeah.
That's
Similar to my
that's
situation, I guess.
yeah, that's the main thing. If I felt confident that uh, it wouldn't be abused, uh,
Yeah.
then sure. But I would still prefer. I don't know. Maybe I sound too much high on my horse or whatever. But I think they would be better off if I had a lecture on it
Yeah.
to kind of
Uh,
not like, oh, I'm gonna lecture you all. It's more a this is what we know, this is what we don't know, these are uh, the evidence that we have, and so forth.
This is
More
the
like
current academic understanding of this, or what have you.
exactly. Not a now, children, I'm gonna teach you, and you're gonna be wise. But exactly, because
Uh,
I get the feeling that they don't actually know. I don't think Stephen, for instance, uh, know what the work entails. What kind of, just like little comments like um, that I believe in propaganda. Uh, that is just blatantly false. Um, and that's not how we do things. We don't go by the propaganda that the pharaohs put up on temple walls, because we know the intent. We know why it was put up there. We know why they, I mean, to have battling scenes on the walls of a church seems very weird to most people. Uh, but it wasn't weird to them, and an explanation, a reasonable explanation for it. And I could, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm just going on and on. I'll be quiet.
Well, you would take the record as a whole, archaeological evidence, historical evidence, and the things that corroborate one another to where you can say that it was something that actually happened.
Exactly. Which is why, for instance, we know that the the accounts, if we were only going by the accounts on the temple walls, every Egyptologist in the world would say that Ramesses the second, Ramesses the Great, just completely annihilated the Kushites. But mm, wait, we don't. I said Kushites. Uh,
Hyksos?
no. Oh my goodness, why is my brain freezing? Uh, ah,
Where did they live?
up north in like Syria, Israel.
Canaanites?
No. Uh, men för i helvete, tänk efter nu. Du vet ju det här. Sorry, I'm speaking to my brain. It has just, I hate my way sometimes.
Oh,
This
sorry.
is what happens when you don't have PTSD, people. It's a bad thing. Kadesh. Kadesh. I was just about to
Oh,
I opened up a tab. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to, because this is gonna bug me. And just as I opened the tab, and then yes, Kadesh, the Battle of Kadesh, of course. Ah,
of
see,
course.
it's these, yes, of course. It's these simple things that just go away. It's extremely frustrating, but it usually comes back sooner or
Just
later.
wait in 20 years.
Yeah, right. No, but because he portrayed it as this massive win, which it wasn't, and we know that, and we know how those events progressed in reality, because we have corroborating accounts. We have accounts from other nations. We have later accounts. We have archaeological not archaeological accounts, archaeological evidence, uh, and we have the peace treaty that was set up way later afterwards, because it wasn't a massive win. It was a stalemate, and eventually uh, Ramesses and his troops had to give up because they couldn't barricade. The people in the city could keep on living longer than they could stay outside and stay alive, have have food and water and so forth. And we know that if we only gone by the temple walls, the story would be that uh, Ramesses II was going in first solo and basically beaten them all to a pulp, and that was that. But yeah, I don't know where will it began, but I'm sure it was something semi-interesting.
Well, you were saying that they're going to paint it that you're just accepting
Yeah,
propaganda as
yeah,
opposed to a more complete understanding of it.
right. And that's not how we do things. That's what pseudo archaeology does, or in
Miss
pseudoscience. Hmm.
oh, Miss Alka, Steven Anderson's only 6 years older than me.
What?
Yeah, he's 43. It said
God, he's got like 7 or 8 kids, doesn't he?
11.
11?
Yeah, last I checked.
Oh my God.
And the guy in the interview,
Yeah,
he's like, he looks like he's over 20.
yeah. Here's
Yeah.
one kid, Solomon. I seen him a lot on his uh show, times preaching, and when we come to this one place to preach, he he was born 2001, and he would be 23 now.
Oh, boo.
Wow, is that crazy?
It it is.
Steven had
Uh,
him when he was only 20.
yeah.
Is that crazy, Claude? Yeah, Claude gets all the ladies because he's
But does he get all the kids that come with the ladies? That's the question we want to know, because that's the Yusu one.
uh. Is that weird? He's only 43 years old. Is that crazy?
I mean, he 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 does look. He doesn't look old. Age-wise, well, maybe I thought he was a bit older, but with all those kids, it's weird to me how many people um, see. I mean, I know it's not like in all of the US and in every demographic of of the people, but in general, people in the US are married much earlier and they have children much earlier than we do here. I mean, people still get married and have children, of course, but it's generally uh, like maybe 27 to early 30s, sometimes there.
Oh, what do you think of that, Claude? Are you still there?
Yes, well, I thought it was interesting that John or Jonathan said that his parents knew each other for 2 weeks before they got married. So
Wow.
obviously, you know, Stephen must have got a Anderson must have got a big heart on and taken 2 weeks to get married so he could do the deed. And then he said they hated each other most of the time. They don't like each other. And in a way, you don't ever hear Anderson talk about his wife. So that probably
Well, now
figures.
we're hearing about her because he's been beating her with a electrical cord,
Yeah,
and
because she
then
Well,
won't obey him.
she's beating the kids as well, as from what I understand.
She according to they say that he has some redeeming features, but she has none at all. It's the opposite to what you might expect. You
Right.
know, I suspect in the Hovind marriage, Joe Hovind was very submissive, and the kids actually, well, they did. They liked Joe. You know, she was reasonable, and Kent was the a-hole. In this one, they both are terrible, but Susanna, the mother, is even worse. Yeah, you know that's what it says.
She's from Germany, I heard.
m- I'm thinking maybe that's the case for the children if they have a what's the word, if the ah goodness, the way they divide work within the family.
Chores?
Yeah, chores or responsibilities. If she's the one solely to take care of the children and everything that has to do with the children, uh, I know that way back when people still abused or hit their children in Sweden, which has been illegal since 1978. And yes, I am very glad to live in a country where,
That's great. I mean,
yeah, because even though I get the whole, uh, it doesn't have to be abuse, but first of all, we know from the studies that's been made, uh, that it is harmful and does not serve the purpose. Uh,
and I would say most of the time parents are angry when they're doing it. They're not doing it solely as some sort of to teach a child a lesson. I would
no, and
say
also,
they lash out in anger oftentimes.
yeah, and also, so I might have told you guys this before, but a friend of mine, uh, or it was me and three other friends, uh, and one of them uh, said that his parents had never even yelled at him, and I was just flabbergasted. What?
Wow.
I couldn't even imagine being brought up that way. And he explained that, yeah, when they did something wrong, uh, they had a discussion about it. They talked
Right.
about it. They said, this is wrong because of this, or you did this, why did you do it? uh, do you understand why it is wrong? And that is what children needs. If
Yeah.
the punishment is is being spanked, then what they learn is it's wrong because I get hurt. uh, so if I don't want to get hurt, i I'm gonna be better at concealing it to save my own ass. They don't make
Right.
the connection that when I'm mean to someone else, uh, or put others in danger or myself in danger, it's bad because I should have empathy and feel with them, and treat people nicely because they are.
Big Bad Mama, I think that you should make some clips from it, and so should I, and anybody else we know, because this needs to get out there. Because the authorities at the moment are not taking any notice of one of the sons. Um,
Is it
but
the John? Is it the one
yeah,
we've been watching?
yeah, John. Yeah. So the Isaac was the first one. John is the second. Yeah. So he says that he's making a complaint to Child Protective Services because the caseworker that side has not done anything about, So
Wow.
yeah, he I think the only way is if this gets some daylight. But this says that yes, she's from. I think he met her in Germany or something. I think her full name must be Susanna Goebbels, Ribbentrop, um, uh, Hitler's girlfriend, Eva Braun. Uh, yeah, must be like that because she sounds really horrible. She sounds as though she could have worked in the concentration camp. She
Susanna
really does.
Mengele.
Yeah, well, yes, yeah,
She's from
yes,
Germany, I heard.
yes. Well, that's what I'm saying, So, but yeah, it's just horrible. I, I'm This goes well beyond the normal, just a tap. Hey, don't do that or whatever. This is sustained. It's every day. Every day, someone different. Apparently, hate she she sort of hates being a mother. Why have 11 kids?
Right. Right. I mean, going back to Joe Hoven, I mean, I would say that she enabled him to do things to those kids. And
Yes.
I'm not, I would never say I could never say she was a good mother because of that. When he's
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he's hitting his child at the dentist because they're scared, and
Mm,
he's saying this in a lecture to people, to an
Yeah.
audience,
yeah.
and she hears that, and she doesn't take measures at that time. She's
Yeah.
enabling him to do that, and that's
Mm,
horrible.
mm.
Yeah.
Not as bad as actually like this Steven
This is
Anderson's wife,
whatever.
but
Yeah, she's a shocker.
um,
Yeah. Mm.
right,
Oh,
No, I think you're completely correct there, and it's a great idea to take some clips and put shine some light
right.
on it.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
Especially the worst bits, because we don't know, this preserves it too, You don't know what pressure is going to come on that guy now. I
No,
imagine a lot of
oh
pressure.
yeah, for sure.
Especially
And
if the authorities act on it. That's what needs to
Mm.
happen.
yeah, and the as it seems, from what little I've heard about it, they need some incentive
Yeah.
to
This is
do it.
Arizona we're talking about. I mean, they're, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like the Wild West in some ways.
Yeah, and the horrible truth of it all is not only the uh, the mental toll and the psychological scars that it leaves on children, but the actual facts are that one day they might not have 11 kids, they might have 10 kids or 9 kids because of their treatment. Because we're not talking, as you said, we're not talking about uh, a, a tap on the hand. we're when you bring out in like electrical wires and bashing some kid's head against the windowsill, that is proper danger right there.
Yeah. It's leaving marks from what the kid was saying. I mean, when
Got to be
she,
more than marks. It's horrendous.
right.
It's this is just totally unacceptable. I might have to go onto his, if I can find his channels and do some comments there. But of course,
Why don't we
it
write
won't check.
an email to the
Well,
Child Protective Services people?
Yeah.
I suppose we could. It would be good to find
We got
out.
the roads. We got the road to not be paved.
Oh, God, that Christian dust. But what a bunch of imbeciles, to change it slightly because it is a horrible topic. It's easier to laugh at Bolan and his bloody idiots on his, and I mean, the absolute bullshit that's coming out of Dan's mouth at the moment. And, it's my channel and showing disrespect. I mean, I didn't know. It's great because I've never had much time for that Bruce guy, but I don't know which one I would. They're all as bad as each other.
Did you see Bruce go on there last night and he said to
Yeah.
Stephen Boland, and he said, "Speaking of Big Bad Mama, I was on his channel, and Stephen, did you see the video, the rise and fall of Stephen Boland?" And Stephen Boland did not make I mean, I don't know what he said, but he did not answer directly. And I was like, yeah, Bruce is going on my channel.
Right, giving you views, that's awesome.
Right.
You should comment.
I'll,
Oh, I don't really need that, but
No, I'm just thinking for the algorithm.
yeah, that's true. That's true. You should see the comments I have to deal with.
I can imagine.
he comments on my channel a lot, Bruce.
So I wonder what their soul count is, because they're all concerned about that in genders too. How many souls have they won for the Lord listening to Dan and Bolan? I
But
would guess none, but
they thought they had converted Adam to theism, from an atheism to theism, and then they included him in their documentary as saying there was this
yes,
big conspiracy to, do away
yes.
with Hovind, and so they didn't treat their convert very well.
No.
all that effort, all that nonsense, all that la-ing for the Lord, and it's got them nowhere. And then you've got poor old those who are those guys that they supposedly have converted back from being gay to straight. Well, that's just a not. That's they're having to live repressed lives. But yeah, I can't follow it.
Gangster Ghost will be right back.
Gangster Ghost will be
Ah,
right back.
he's
It's our
getting
channel now.
excited about his trip to England. Yeah.
I thought it was
I
next
told her
year.
she should visit
Yeah, it,
a town there called. I was reading about a town called Shitterton. It's true. Shitterton in England. People go there to get
Oh,
take a
it's
photo by the
CH, right?
sign. No, it's SH. It really
It's
does. Look
H.
it up.
Okay. Shitterton.
Shitterton, yeah. And apparently some of the people there pronounce it Sitterton. They leave the H out. But I think it's well worth looking up. And there's
The
quite a few
first thing that
English
came up
place
was
names.
the route from Shitterton to Twat, which is in the Orkneys.
Yes. There's quite a few different places that have possibly rude names.
It says tour the British landscape with a road trip from Shitterton to Twat. It'll take you 862
They're not
miles all
far
the way through
apart.
the
Oh.
Isle of Britannia.
Mm.
Oh, it begins in Shitterton, a hamlet in Dorset, England, into Hoars Wood, and then Bitchfield, before carrying on to Cock Alley in Derbyshire. Then
I
you reach
what
Dick Place.
Oh, right.
Um,
Yes, all the different names that are slightly, yeah.
right, and you reach the finish line on Orkney Island of Twat.
I have to ask, what kind of search did you do? Because when I search Shitterton
It was just
UK,
Shitterton.
I I get Wikipedia article first, and then Euronews.
Well,
Welcome to Shitterton.
that means you were
Uh,
like you search like things normally, like a normal person. And my search engine knows it just goes to a twisted, immediately goes to the most twisted place.
yeah. To be fair, I'm on Soot's computer.
Uh-oh.
Did you see the name of
We
that
got
other
we got
castle?
Steven. We got Steven has appeared.
Oh,
Claude, you won't debate me?
no, not on that. On my topic, yes, and with my moderator, not with standing for truth or
No,
you
10.
know.
Oh, on Tim's channel,
Yeah.
Claude. It's not on PG's channel.
Tim. I don't know if he's I
Tim
have to have a
seems
look at
Shitterton,
it.
reasonable.
Kent.
But the topic will be the evolution of Kent's tax crimes. So if you're prepared to debate that, because I really want to get stuck into the law and also the things that supposedly happened with the judge, all those lies, and I have the evidence to expose them as lies. I'm happy to do that. A bit like we did that once, didn't we, Big Bad Mama
Yeah,
and
yeah, we did that.
AJ? That
Right.
was, I think I could hold my own in that, and Stephen could hold his own. He seems to be holding his own quite a lot lately. But
It was the Three Stooges did the show on that.
yeah, so I'm happy to do that. There's an interesting English castle in town, and that's Cockermouth Castle. So you might want to look that up. It's true, except you say Mooth, apparently. It's Cockermouth. Look that one up, Big Bad Mama.
Okay. Right this second? Or?
Yes, because I heard that there was a town, I don't know which was in one of the Antipodean countries, that they decided they were picking names for suburbs, and they wanted to name them after English castles. And when when Cockermouth was suggested, they didn't use that one.
How was it spelled?
C
C-A?
O C O
Yeah.
C K E R
Oh,
M
yeah.
O U T H.
Okay.
Yes.
Have a look at
Cockermouth.
that one, just so you know that Claude is not shittertoning you.
No, actually, I found a bit further down. Wait, there. From both BBC and Euronews has written about especially BBC, UK's rude place names to be taught by
There
man
you
on
go.
moped. Yeah.
Uh, Claude, he said, I want to
Yeah.
debate you on your fake religion.
Ah, no, 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 no. I
Oh, he's poking you, Claude.
I don't have a religion because, I don't use Kent Hovind's definition. I wasn't homeschooled. I went to a proper school and, I know how to read and write and pronounce words. And, unlike some people who can't even say Satan correctly. But anyway, that's getting a bit mean. And, I know that atheism isn't a religion. It doesn't fit the definition. It's just a stupid Hovinism that Stephen seems to be holding up, even though it seems that Hovind doesn't particularly like him.
He says, how about on how Kent's Hovel's taxes would have been used to pop up your religion in school?
No, that's not that. That's pretty. He does seems to be having trouble understanding. The topic will be the evolution of Kent Hovind's tax crimes.
Which, well,
I
I think
mean,
We
that
should
that's
get
I
back
think
at
that's a good topic because they have claimed. I mean, they have created all these websites that Kent
And
Hovind is
stories.
innocent of those crimes.
Yeah,
So I would think that that
yeah,
is
no,
a very good topic.
I'm very
exactly. I
happy.
mean, Stephen would should be well prepared for it. He made that whole documentary,
Documentary.
and that was very factual. So I don't understand why he's so afraid to take on this one. I mean, he obviously wants to debate you,
And
and
Big Bad Mama, you can think about whether you want to
it.
do the geologic column or something like. I mean that you'd
I'm
be
thinking
very
about
good at
it.
that.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
just
it.
think
Well,
about it.
he
I mean,
wants me
just
to discuss Noah's Ark, and I told him I would think about it.
yeah. So have a think about that. I mean, we're best to do topics that we have some expertise in. I have some expertise in tax law. I've mentioned that before, and so I don't think Stephen has any in that area. But of course, what he does have is that he will just repeat Hovind's shtick. So I sort of know what he's going to say, and I'll be prepared for it. I've already done a lot of the hard work. I think, I'm looking up the various case law. So, yeah, no, that would be a good one.
He just said, since you went to public school, you shouldn't a homeschool idiot. Honored by Gigi and Tim.
Yes,
That's what
on
he
the
said.
topic of evolution of Ken Hovind's tax crimes, yes, we could do that, but not on evolution. I regard that as non debatable. It's a fact, it's a scientific fact. A theory is the highest standard of proof in science, and along with the theory of gravity and germ theory. But then I heard Stephen say something completely moronic, something about he wouldn't be surprised, about whether the earth is actually held up on four pillars or something. Where did I hear that? That was just, yeah, recently. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I heard that too. Where was that?
yeah, which one was that? Yeah. So I thought when you're up against that sort of just
Oh,
nonsense,
wasn't Aiden was talking about that?
yeah, but no, it was actually Stephen, I've heard him say it, so I'm not sure which of the shows it was from.
He says here, since you know what I would say already, debate me. I've exposed how much you don't know about your religion.
Your religion has more
He's
holes than
still
Swiss cheese.
Well, my religion, if I did have that as a religion, would be like the hole in his head, uh, the cavity, which is a larger. Actually, that's stealing from Hovind, isn't it? Because he talked about the big cavity in his son's head. That's when he beat the shit out of him for being scared at the dentist. But no,
Let
really,
me
they lose first off by calling atheism a religion or evolution a religion.
It
It's
sounds like
that
he
not.
that's
misses
why
you, though.
I would like to take a second or a few uh, to pull up the definition of religion. So the first one is Oxford Languages.
Can you put it on the screen, or
You, yeah, you can.
Yes, if you give me a
give you
second.
however long you need?
Good.
No, don't say that to give it ever long you need. Do not, do not encourage this, big bad mama. Claude will get very impatient. You know what he's like.
What?
Claude gets very impatient. He's got no tolerance lately. Very grumpy.
So I did
Okay, because you're in Greece,
the
aren't you?
Hovend thing because
Yes, I'm
yes,
very
you should be
laid back.
laid back in Greece,
Yeah, well, they certainly are.
Okay, you would
Yeah,
think you
that's
would be
for
low
sure.
at this point.
right?
Yes.
So I did it the way Hoven does. So and since
Can you
we're
blow that up, or
um
that's okay if you can't.
perhaps
You could
let's
read it.
try. Can you see it? Or is it only on my screen that it's no, it's
Yeah.
just
At the
enhancing on
Merriam-Webster
my
definition.
screen. This is from Oxford Languages.
Oxford.
Um,
Okay, that's good.
yes. So I went to their site, but then I have to choose which children dictionaries maybe could be a or English learners dictionaries.
I think a
Uh,
children's dictionary would be helpful to the person that we are talking with. Yes.
but I will read it. Uh, I will I will read it out. It says religion, noun, the belief in and worship of a superhuman power or powers, especially a god or gods. Ideas, these are quotes where in how to use it. Ideas about the relationship between science and religion. I have benefited from our conversations on politics, religion, sports, and many other areas. Eller religion played a larger role in her politics. But then we also have definition of religion from Wikipedia, which unfortunately also uses, but let's go to that one. Uh, share this. The definition of religion is a controversial and complicated subject in religious studies, with scholars failing to agree on any one definition. Oxford Dictionaries defines religion as the belief in and or worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. Others, such as Wilfred Cantwell Smith, who is a Canadian Islamicist, I guess that is the same as if he's not a Muslim, he is a scholar of Islam, comparative religion scholar and Presbyterian minister. So that's who Wilfred Cantwell Smith is. Have tried to correct and perceived Western bias in the definition and study of religion. Thinkers such as Daniel Dubuisson something have doubted that the term religion has any meaning outside of Western cultures, while others such as Ernst Fail, uh, well, he's failed, doubt that it has any specific universal meaning even there. Competing definition. Emily Durkheim defined, who is Emile, into Emily, Emile, French sociologist. Durkheim formally established the academic discipline of sociology and is commonly cited as one of the principal architects of modern social science. So Emile Durkheim, oh, it said along with both Karl Marx and Max Weber, defined religion as a unified system of beliefs and practices relative to sacred things. That is to say, things set apart and forbidden, beliefs and practices which unite into one single moral community called a church, all those who adhere to them. Doesn't sound like evolution.
Right.
Max Lynn
Not really.
Stackhouse.
No.
I don't know why they need to have such weird name. Uh, he was the Rimmer and Ruth de Vries Professor of Reformed Theology and Public Life Emeritus at Princeton Theological Seminary. He was ordained in the United Church of Christ and was the president of the Berkshire Institute for Theology and the Arts. Defined religion as a comprehensive worldview or metaphysical moral vision that is accepted as binding because it is held to be in itself basically true and just, even if all dimensions of it cannot be either fully confirmed or refuted. Some jurisdictions refuse to classify specific religions as religions, arguing that they are instead heresies, even if they are widely viewed as a religion in the academic world. Um, so I can only speak for myself, but let's also take Merriam-Webster as, from what I understand, that is the equivalent of um, like Oxford dictionaries, but in the US, where religion is defined as a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. Two, 2A1, the service and worship of God or the supernatural. 2A2, commitment or devotion to religious faith or observance. B, the state of a religious. Uh, 3, a cause, principle, or system of beliefs held to with or ardor and faith. The archaic, I don't know how relevant that is, but scrupulous conformity, conscientiousness. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think or
Right.
say?
That's
Does it
exactly
sound like
obvious. No, it's not evolution. Evolution is not a religion, and it's a science. And even if you don't believe it is true, it still belongs in the science. That well, actually, these people have got no ability to determine the truth or otherwise of a science. They have no qualifications. They have no even basic understanding. All their stuff comes from Kent Hove and a shooter of rubber bands and a maker of paper airplanes falsely claims to have taught high school science which he hasn't in any form of credible school, and falsely claims doctorates in various things from bullshit university called Patriot Bible Diploma Bloody Milk. So there we have it. That's from the plant.
Yes. Evolution doesn't.
Hello.
I
So
Hello. Evolution doesn't say anything about how to live your life. It
There's
doesn't
no
say
rituals.
there's no ritual, there's no uh,
well,
There's no clergy.
There's no praying to it.
there is nothing supernatural about it.
Nothing is being worshipped.
Nothing is being worshipped. You don't need faith because it is
Anytime you
actually
actually ask for specific examples from the, I'm sorry, Deviant. Please
no.
finish.
So yeah, no, you don't need faith because there is actual factual evidence of it. You a person not understanding the evidence is very different from belief.
Well, absolutely. And anytime you ask for specific examples, like I've asked Steven before, can you give me a specific example of a ritual of evolution? And he's unironically told me, well, you see the footage of all those people at Mission Control when they land a probe on, Mars or some asteroid or something like that. And it's like, yeah, of course they're going to celebrate that, Steven, because it's not a very easy thing to do.
to,
It's
to
something that requires a lot of time and planning, and I know that's not something you're familiar with because your time and planning and effort basically goes to hitting record on YouTube and figuring out what drama you're going to stir up that week. I mean, why do you think he's over here right now? When did we ever
yeah,
see Stephen Bolin over here on we're on Gangster Ghosts making comments? Except when we're not coming by his show and giving him the drama that he so desperately craves. I
uh,
went on his show the other day, and I went on just to talk theology rather than talk about the drama that Stephen was so clearly trying to incite on his show. And even though he was talking his ear off when it came to drama, and oh, you have to have a mental disorder to believe in evolution, and these people are so delusional, and this and that and the other thing about everybody, he couldn't shut up when that was the discussion. But when I came in and started talking about the God that he supposedly worships and holds in higher esteem than anything else in his life, there's nothing to say from Stephen all of a sudden.
how
I wonder why
weird.
that is. It's
Yeah,
almost like it's an expression of his true actual priorities in these sorts of circumstances. It's almost like he's desperate to get his channel back to the drama that he got so used to and comfortable with, rather than talking about this Bible that ultimately he doesn't really care about and hold in all that high esteem at all. I don't
I
know.
see
Just a bit of
that.
conjecture on my part. Just a little bit of conjecture. You're welcome to come on and prove me wrong, Steven. Unlike your show where it's just a giant echo chamber, you could actually come on and express yourself without being muted every 3 seconds, like what you do with Bruce.
uh, earlier he challenged Clyde Clawballs to a debate.
Oh, I'm sure it's on his platform.
No, it's going to
I'm
be
sure
on.
it has to be.
It's on
Oh,
Tim's.
I see. Oh, I see. So it's not on his platform, it's just on his flunky's platform. I've
Yeah.
gotcha.
And
Yes,
Gotcha.
it's Flunky's one. And the topic I do not agree to, and which is evolution, that I would leave someone like yourself or Big Bad Mama with science knowledge. What I have said I will debate him on is the evolution of Kent's tax crimes, and I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
I would be
And he
interested in
won't,
hearing
of
that
course, he
debate.
won't agree to that
he
because
refused,
he's
I think.
Kent's flunky.
I mean,
A
even when
spunky
he was
flunky
going to
monkey.
even when he was going to debate me on Noah's flood, on a theological topic that he supposedly holds so near and dear to his heart, you'd think that if he's so confident about that he's literally enshrined it as a dogmatic piece of his doctrine that can't be questioned, that he would have a rock solid ironclad defense that would just be unstoppable in a debate format. And yet, for some reason, when it came time to actually do the debate, he made an excuse and tried to sweep it under the rug and act like it never happened. It's almost like these guys are full of crap, you know? I don't know.
Almost.
I have a sneaking suspicion. And you know what the funny thing is that they will ultimately make the same argument of, oh, well, they're full of crap. But when do they ever cite examples like we cite examples? Whenever I cite an example of them being full of crap, there's actually an example behind it. It's not just they're full of crap because I said so. It's they're full of crap because X, Y, and Z, and like I could go back and find records of those circumstances and first and second hand accounts of what happened. For some reason, they don't ever have that, like ever. Quite literally, any time they've ever been asked to cite it, they never have it. So I don't know, just another thing that gets the old noggin jogging. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, be fair. That is the modus operandi of their Lord and Savior Kent Hovind.
Well, I
So
mean,
they've
yeah,
learned
when you
from
operate
the worst.
when you operate under a guy that says you need to listen to me because of an ancient Bronze Age book of myths, yeah, I guess your blind is a little bit more open to just like believing what somebody tells you. But I'd like to think that I operate under a higher standard than that, and I'd like to think that my friends do the same.
Yeah, especially since they don't even seem to know what's in the book, which makes it even worse.
He said he also wants me to I could be co-moderator with Tim.
Or you could just do it on your platform. Why is he afraid to do it on your platform? What's wrong with your platform?
Because he doesn't like the idea of called personal attacks and cussing at him. I guess that's what he said.
Oh
The
no!
no personal attack.
So he needs to make sure that somebody's on hand to mute him whenever Steven doesn't like what Claude is saying. Is what Steven's actually saying. What he's saying there is that he doesn't trust you as a moderator. He doesn't think that you have the moral integrity to be able to operate under a fair moderatorship. That's what that says to me. Because if he refuses to do it on your platform because he doesn't want that to happen, then what other conclusion can I come to except Steven doesn't trust Gangster Ghost to be a good moderator? It's almost like Steven still hates Gangster Ghost because the whole little manipulative plot he had against him a couple of years ago backfired in his face, and he's never really quite like gotten over that ever since. So he still like has this like chip on his shoulder, this weird paranoia about Gangster Ghost, even though he's far and away the most sincere person in this community. Like more sincere than anybody else in this community put together. I say that with no hesitation whatsoever. But no, he's not a good moderator for this. No. Why
He
would
said
he?
I'm used to earthly people talk. I guess so. I want to notice it. I think.
Oh, so you wouldn't notice whether they wouldn't do that because you've hung around them. Doesn't he try to get them on his show like every other show now? How is that not being used to earthly people talk when he literally seeks out conversations with those exact people all the time? He's just speaking out of both sides of his mouth. What he's trying to say is that he doesn't expect you to abide by the exact rules and standards that he wants, so you're not going to be the moderator for the debate. No, Steven, come and do it on Gangster Ghosts or kick rocks. Everybody else here will be in the audience. Nobody else will be here. It'll just be you, Gangster Ghost, and Claude. And if you don't think that Gangster Ghost can do that, then that's you implicitly saying that you don't trust Gangster Ghost and that you think he's unreliable. At which point I have to ask, why do you think that? Oh, you think he's hung around worldly people too much? What are you talking about, Steven? Are you saying that you literally never encounter other people besides the people on the internet? Are you really that cloistered away? Are you that much of a Pharisee at this point that you can't go into the everyday, like, I can't go into the town because what if the hem of my garment touches the filth that is those Gentiles? Give me a break, Stephen. I really wouldn't be surprised if that was the case now that I'm thinking about it. He really is just so cloistered off from reality.
I was gonna say you can't really expect anything else given where he's
when you're
staying?
in an insular little bubble of weirdness for like more than half a decade that you refuse to exit out of, yeah, I would indeed have some pretty weird, messed up ideas about the world. But thankfully, because I have these things like employment
Mm-hmm.
and hobbies
Mm-hmm.
and engagements with the community with my volunteer time. I have
Mm-hmm.
things like outside of this YouTube thing that I really like to do and enjoy. So I'd like to think that helps like balance things out for me a little bit and gives me a little bit more of a level headed. It helps me like say things like, you know, maybe the idea that calling people unreliable because they hang around people I disagree with is a little childish and stupid. Like, how is that any different than? Let me ask you something, Stephen. How is that any functionally different than cooties? What you were saying right there by saying that Gangster Ghost hangs around worldly people too much so he wouldn't catch it. That's literally no different than an elementary schooler saying, I can't hang around you because you hung around those girls too long and you have cooties. How is it any different? Demonstrate to me the difference between those two things. Oh, well, mine's different because magic. Because magical man and magic book.
Well,
I think that's about the only difference he would really be able to cite.
It's different because reasons.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm sorry, but I am genuinely a little pissed off hearing that he said that. Steven, get over your weird chip on your shoulder about Gangster Go. You literally cannot stand anybody that does not bend to your weird whim, don't you, Steven? And because Gangster Ghost didn't do that, when you tried to get him to reveal his face and admit in Jesus' name that he was like some weird troll Satanist or whatever the hell you were saying a couple of years ago,
What
because he
the?
didn't do that. Oh no, trust me, it was weird. It was really weird. Yeah, Gangster Ghost, somebody that we all know is somebody who doesn't want to show their face, which is perfectly fine. Nobody has to see anybody else's face. It's everyone's choice on this platform. Yeah,
Yes.
Steven was like commanding him in Jesus' name to show him his face.
Oh,
It's like, shut up.
fuck you, Steven.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Well,
to
that's
use
that's
that
the
word, but
it's the high moral caliber of the leader, the actual leader of Proverbs Guys Ministries, not the shell fall guy leader that Steven's kind of like propped up and trying to get us all to be distracted by. No, 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 no,
mm-hmm.
no, no, no. The actual leader of Proverbs Guys Ministries.
So
It's
Christ-like.
so weird because like he's sent Dan on this weird mission to like constantly harangue and harangue. It kind of reminds me of what Lupin was doing, like at the beginning of this year and the end of last year. It's almost like that's the idea, that they want to like send a particular person over, kind of like try and obfuscate from the original conversation and try to like get things over to a specific. I pointed this out to Dustin because Dustin was talking about how Dan is trying to control my language on the show, and I don't like that. And I dislike. And I'm not saying that to like go behind his back. He said that to Dan on the show,
Okay.
so that's nothing new. But he said he's like, I'm sick of Dan trying to control my language all the time. And I said, Dustin, he's not controlling your language. He's trying to control the narrative.
Yeah.
That's what it always is with Dan. Dan is permanently trying to recontextualize things, trying to shift reality around just a little bit, try and convince everybody that a certain narrative of things is true. And it's just, if it didn't work with Lupin, why are you trying the exact same thing again? Is really my question.
Even
Like, do
even
you
more
really
than
think?
that, Aiden, they're trying to put wedges in our friendships as
Yep.
part of our
Yes,
community. And that's what
absolutely.
Lupin and Dan, and I agree, Lupin was doing the same thing as Dan is, except Dan is doing it to even more. It's more insidious because he's going into people's um, personal lives, and he's also doing it on multi platforms. It's not just on YouTube. But ultimately it's like, what do you think about so and so doing this or so and so saying this? And it's always just people in our community. He's never saying like, yeah, what do you guys think about Andrew, or or
Well, like his contention about me because I fat shamed Lupin. on one occasion, which I wasn't even fat shaming him in the way that he was trying to make it out to be. He was like, "Oh, I'm against fat shaming." So I said as a joke, I was like, "You're a fat piece of shit and you need to lose some weight." I said that because he brought up fat shaming. And Dan turns that into, well, Aiden, by saying that comment, has impugned every single person whose BMI was over a certain number that's ever lived in human history. It's like, okay, what about all the times that Kent Hovind has blatantly fat shamed people? He's done it all the time. He's done it primarily to women as well.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
But hey,
let's not
that's no
mention
problem.
the slanted eye hand gesture. That's
Yeah, no.
a different
Right.
topic, but it's also not, because it's still about
Well, and what was the crap that Dan brought up out of nowhere? He's like, I don't like it when people make racist and sexist comments. Like, when have I ever made a racist or sexist comment ever?
yeah.
I've
No, but it's
never done either one of those things. But as long as he just like throws that out there and sneaks it in the back door, he thinks if nobody like denies that, then that's us implicitly admitting, yeah, that's true.
I think he does it to convince himself of his own narrative, because just trying to be part of that conversation the other day, my brain felt completely scrambled, and I started to realize that this is what he does to his own brain. So if it makes sense in there, that's bad.
That's bad.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Have any of you guys heard of Steven Crowder?
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Have Yeah. Have you heard about what's been going on with him and his wife with that
Y-
big
Yeah.
divorce?
Oh
Yeah. There's
yes.
a video of him, basically verbally
So,
abusing his wife.
yeah, berating his wife,
Pregnant wife.
this 8 month pregnant
Yeah.
woman who is pregnant with twins, so just absolutely loaded down as far as like being able to function normally, basically waddling around everywhere she goes. And he's like yelling at her that you need to go walk the dogs, and you need to go to the grocery store, and you need to go do this, and you need to go do that. And that came out. And rather than shutting his mouth and just being quiet about it, and knowing that, like everything else on the internet, if you just be quiet about it, it will go away eventually. People will forget. Especially people of the mindset that he's trying to cater to will forget that awfully quickly. But he cannot keep quiet about it. He keeps bringing it up. He keeps talking about it. And it's done nothing but Streisand affected its way into becoming a much more mainstream thing that way more people know about now than if he would have just kept his mouth shut. Or at the very least said, yeah, you know what I said there, it was regrettable and I'm sorry for what I said. Either one of those outcomes would have been far better for him. I think Dan is very similar. Because Steven, as soon as the narrative shifts to something that he doesn't like, he can't think long term. He can't think about, well, maybe if I keep quiet, I can try and get things back on track later on down the line. No, 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 no. He's a
Yeah.
narcissist, which means that it needs to be on track right now. People need to understand that I'm actually in the right in this scenario, and she was in the wrong. And she's actually this horrible malignant force in my life that's dragging me down, which is why I'm yelling at her to go and do my bidding, even though I'm just sitting out back smoking a cigar. Like, and I'm not saying that Dan is like doing that to anybody in his life or anything like that. I'm not trying to draw that kind of
No, no,
comparison. I'm just
no, no,
simply saying that Dan comes across to me as very similar in the aspect of he is a narcissist that needs things to be understood a certain way by the people that he quote unquote cares about.
yeah, yeah. I
I
agree
think
with that.
Claude's out. I think Claude's out.
Yes.
Claude, have you had a bit too much of the wine, perhaps? You know that the red wine, it has the melatonin in it. It is
He,
true. It is
he's
true.
in Greece, so he's drinking ouzo.
Ooh.
Oh, man. What a lucky bugger.
He's schnockered right now.
Oh, I didn't show you guys. I'm over at one of my spots that I'm usually at. Hold on, let me try and show you guys here. I'm at one of my usual spots here, so I'm gonna keep going on my trek. But it was fun being on here, so
Good to see you.
All right,
I wish
Good to see
I wish
you.
thee
good
well.
to see you.
You guys have a good one.
But
You too.
he wanted me to. I would have been co-host, moderator.
Co-host, yeah, but the fact that he needs Tim to be there with you, once again, like I said, is a vote of no confidence from Steven. I'm sorry, you can't dress it up any other way.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't
Man,
know, do you
that would be
guys view
crazy.
it,
Have
before I go, do you guys view that differently?
No,
No,
I
I
mean, it's an
subscribe
echo
to that.
chamber, as Steven said. Or no, it was Dan that said that we're an echo chamber, right?
I mean,
So I need you guys to echo back to me before I leave.
I'm really surprised that he was going to have it on Tim's channel, actually, because I kind of thought that maybe he just wanted the views for such a debate or whatever. But um, it is still an echo chamber by he'll probably put it on his channel, so
Yeah,
it's the same thing ultimately.
yeah. It's not an unbiased platform, which is what I said from the beginning. Uh, so the fact that he can't do it without still being around his cohort is saying that he doesn't believe in gangster ghosts. All people would be biased, which to me is just out of this world.
Christian Piken's like, he said, wouldn't it be crazy plot twist if after all of this, it turned out Stephen really did believe the Bible after all? That would be a Dan Brown quality plot twist. See, now Christian's become this Dan Brown shill, talking like Dan Brown is anything better than a mediocre author. Okay, Christian, whatever.
Yeah,
Dan,
that
who
was
the hell is Dan Brown?
He's the guy that wrote the Da Vinci Code.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Z late.
Christian,
Dang.
usually he's got a really good taste in things, but every once in a while, it's the Americanness in him comes out every once in a while. Let's put it that way.
Well, he's got no taste in food, for example. I mean, he's got no sense of food. Oh, I'm gonna go to the Waffle House. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to the best Thai food restaurant in town, but you go knock yourself out, Christian.
I will admit, I do want to try me some Waffle House at some point. I do indeed.
Sorry, Christian, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I hear their hash browns are simply phenomenal. So
Oh,
I need to try that for myself. The best thing we have out here, the best equivalent we have for Waffle House out here is Denny's. So you can imagine how sad of a state of affairs that truly is.
yeah, Waffle House is better than that. IHOP is probably better than Denny's.
I don't know about that. That's a bit of a stretch. We have IHOP out here as well, but I made sure to exclude them for a reason.
Did you ever
We
have
don't
chick?
have. Sorry, what did
Oh,
you say, Gangster Ghost?
you ever have Chick-fil-A?
See, they had a Chick-fil-A open at this mall in Calgary very briefly. And I said I was going to go, and I said I was going to go, and I said I was going to do it. And then next thing you know, it got shut down for health code violations. So it was a good thing I didn't go anyway. Really, in the long run, if you think about it that way. And it's kind of shocking to hear because, usually Chick-fil-A is, held to, a super high standard. So to hear that they got shut down for that was pretty surprising. But I do want to try Chick-fil-A. I hear that Chick-fil-A and Popeyes are pretty equivalent to each other, but I've also heard some people say Chick-fil-A is better. So the one thing that
Chick-fil-A.
I do hear that is better about Chick-fil-A is that they, with the spicy chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, they put the spice in the breading of the chicken rather than it being like a mayo that they add afterward. That's my one thing that I don't like about the Popeyes chicken sandwich is that if you got the Popeyes chicken sandwich like tilted horizontally in the bag, you get like no spicy mayo on one side of the sandwich and a giant tidal wave that like killed 37,000 Japanese people in 2008 over on the other side. And that's not fun. That's not a good eating experience when it comes to spicy mayo. So I think having it breaded in the actual breading itself is better.
Oh, who's
Okay,
this? Hey,
two
who's this?
two things. Two things. I'll be right back. It's all Aiden's fault and also Big Bad
Yes,
Mama's because you were
correct.
talking about food. Uh, and I'm
Christian,
gonna
you
get
don't know
myself.
nothing about Evans.
I'll
I am
be right
chinchillas.
back. Also, we
They
don't
call
have
Christian,
me
any of those that
chinchilli.
you were talking about over here.
Well, I
Yeah,
had
Christian, why
no.
don't you
chocolate.
just go be quiet? Why don't you just go be quiet and eat some Waffle House, boy?
I will do that. That's a good recommendation.
Be careful.
Christian, just
Yes,
go
sir.
have a heart attack already.
Yeah.
Who are you
Wow,
supposed to be,
Big Bad.
Steven?
Ooh, ooh, that is a Stephen Bolin level thing to say.
No, but I definitely will. I
I had
definitely will have a heart
Thank
attack when
you.
I change my ways.
uh,
The ways
I
have
had
to
Chick Fil
stop.
A before.
You had Chick-fil-A this morning, gangster guys?
I had Chick Fil A before. It tastes like Burger King combined with KFC.
Oh, I don't know if that's an endorsement. I don't know about no Burger King.
That sounds
Burger King and
gross,
KFC.
actually.
What the heck? That's that. That's
I
that
mean,
quick
like,
eating.
I'm sorry. I've heard people. Mark Stoney allegedly has this mythical good Burger King near him. I always hear people talk, oh, I have a good
No,
Burger
he
King near me.
doesn't.
Where the heck is this good Burger King?
No,
I've
he doesn't.
never found one once in all of my life. I literally went to another continent and ate Burger King and in England at one point because I was drunk and I didn't have any other options and I just needed some greasy food to fill my stomach. And I couldn't even keep that down.
What
I
happened to your
couldn't even
mic? Did
keep
you just
that
kind of
down.
throw it outside while it was raining?
No, I didn't throw it outside. I threw it
Because it sounds
inside, Christian.
bad, really bad.
You know what, Christian? I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that tone from you.
We would come together and we will buy you a mic. I know that BBM will pay for like 85%. I'll cover the rest.
I. It's true.
Are you gonna buy it from that guy that you?
I may not engage him again in commerce.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up until you apologize, just so
I'm
you
gonna
know.
apologize. I'm waiting for the right time.
No, you're not. No, but you're not though.
It's
You're
never
not
gonna
gonna
be the
do
right
that, and you
time.
know it. No, you're not gonna do it though, Christian. Come
It's never
on.
gonna be the right time.
You're gonna be in a freaking nursing home. And I'm gonna shuffle my walker over to you, and I'm gonna be like, "You remember that
Hey, so what was this I hear about Steven actually debating someone for the first time in his life?
guy?"
Uh,
Can I be the
he wanted
someone?
to debate. I can
He can
ask
He
him.
pick the
wanted to debate.
topic, the date, the moderator. He can pick everything.
He wanted to debate Claude on evolution, but he didn't want Gangster Ghost as the moderator. He wanted
I'll
Gangster
debate
Ghost to
him on the Sabbath.
co-moderate.
I'll
No, no, no,
debate
Christian.
him
You need
on the
Christian.
Sabbath. On the Sabbath.
Christian, what you need to understand is that Steven said that Gangster Ghost couldn't be the only moderator of the debate because he spends so much time around worldly people that he wouldn't even be able to know if Claude said something
He hasn't
untoward
been on
towards
Steven's channel that much
towards
lately. I don't think
him.
that's a fair accusation.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a fair accusation. I wouldn't say it's accusation at all. No, but I genuinely asked, how is like, as far as a claim is concerned, saying that you hung around people that you don't like for too long makes you like a bad person by proxy is like basically the exact same as saying that you have cooties. I agree,
Uh,
Claude. Yay and verily. Yay and verily.
God.
Yay, and might I add also,
Are you hearing
verily.
me, General?
Hear ye, and then also hear
Yeah.
ye.
So, Christian, how about that lovely Baptist program that you saw today, huh?
Oh, I'm gonna watch the rest of it tonight. They go live again at 7.
Oh, wow.
I saw like 4 different speakers, and I didn't see all of it because I was working, but I caught like the majority of it.
And was like any of it worthwhile?
The second speaker was pretty good, and the third speaker made a couple of points that were good. So yeah, I mean, I'd say some of it was worthwhile. I mean, it was much less than half.
I don't think that Bruce is going to appreciate that report when you go back.
No, honestly, that is a good report because after the first 15 minutes, I was like, oh, none of this is going to be good. But some of it turned out good.
Well, that's good.
I mean that as a compliment, to be honest with you.
It's more redeemable than actual garbage, so that's good.
No, there was some of it that was pretty good. The organization is a fairly conservative organization as far as standards and things like that, which I think is good. And they said a few things that were actually biblical. They said some other stuff. But, we don't have to focus on the other stuff. They did say that they were going to charge hell with a water gun, which is pretty
I
epic.
did
That was
find
the
that
highlight.
statement. I did
That was the
find that
highlight.
statement to be, at least it's thoughtfully provocative, is what I said. And I agree with that. It actually conjures up a mental image that kind of like challenges you a little bit. That's kind of cool. Anyways, I do gotta go though, so I'll talk with you guys later.
And thank you for stopping by. And Brother Pop. What the? Where everyone going? Everyone left. Ah! Oh, where did everyone go? Where did everyone go? That was crazy. Uh, are you there, Miss Hawkins? How about you, Claude? Dan Brown. Who is this Dan? Danny Brown. I talked about Brown. Dan Brown. Yeah. We should have a video about Claude sleeping. Yeah. Game ban. The can. What can? What can? Uh, Brother Pack? Are you there, Brother Pack? Brother Pack, Brother Pack, Brother Pack, Brother Pack. Uh, are you there, Claude? Look at the private checkings. Okay. Uh, that was crazy. Oh, everyone just left all at the same time. Did that blow your mind? Who's this guy?
Chinchillies is back.
Who are
I'm
you?
back. I'm back
Hi!
from Greece.
Where did you go? Uh, Brother Pike, can I ask you a question? Would it be alright if I made uh, a video just of you being on the tire swing?
Sure. It was a good
Okay,
time.
that's good. Yeah. Yeah, after that, later on, when I ended up showing a showdown, went on to, I saw that Steven had a show. Went to say hi over there. That's when he told me about, he wanted to debate Claude.
Steven's not going to debate anybody. I've never even
He's like,
heard of him debating anybody.
I want to ask him for you
Tell
if
him I'll debate him on literally any topic, any time, and he can pick any moderator.
what if he wanted to debate about
I'll be
evolution?
happy. I don't know what we're going to debate about because we have very similar views on it, though he doesn't want to admit that.
What about? Would you like to debate him about
He's not. He's not
monkeys
going to
and
agree
man?
with Logan. It doesn't matter what the subject is.
What about he debate you on uh uh about their tire swing?
Now the tire swing's a sensitive issue. I don't know if I'm ready to debate that yet. That's taking it a little bit too far.
Oh, what? Oh, hi, Miss
Hey,
Outcast.
I just had
Deviant.
to.
Oh,
Oh,
Kust. Stay safe, German.
oh, would you debate him over predator? Not pre- Calvinism versus
Me and him
Arminianism.
also have the same opinion about that, and he's also ashamed to admit it. Those are two
What
things that me and Steven
about
see
would you
very
debate
similar:
him?
is predestination and Darwinian theory. Me and him have similar views on both of those. He's
What about he debate you on uh the Egyptians?
I don't know that about the Egyptians. I'm pretty that debate.
Uh, would you debate him over oh, what about Ron Wyatt? Would you debate him over that? You there? Oh, you're breaking up there.
I think something's going on with his connection there. Hey, Chinchinius.
Are you there, Brother Pack? Brother Pack, Brother Pack, Pack. We can't hear you, Brother Pack. Brother Pack, Brother Pack, Pack.
What?
Are you there? Oh, he disappeared.
Oh no.
Oh,
Maybe he was taken by the overlords.
oh.
What?
Uh,
Hurricane? Don't blow away. Think it.
oh, I hope you're all right, Brother Pike.
Yeah, don't mess around with hurricanes.
He's Brother Pike.
Yeah.
He identifies as Brother
He
Pike.
sure does.
I got his picture now. I could be Brother Pike now.
Oh.
Watch this. I'm the real Brother Pike. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Let's open up my burger. He says, "What's a burger?"
What's bird?
I am Bird Pike.
How are you, Brother Pike? You sound a bit different, but not much.
Yeah, I'm Brother Pike. Identify as Brother Pike. Oh,
Okay, so if I'm
well,
getting this
okay.
right, there is a hurricane coming towards Christian Pike, and his
Yeah,
greatest fear is that Whataburger might be closed.
yeah. Yeah, in heaven, that's the only thing he needs is his Whataburger. Once he got his Whataburger, he's alright. It's he's Brother Pike.
He sure is.
He identifies as
I
be all right, Burr Pie.
Yeah. You know, we don't have things like hurricanes over here. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, so to me, it, I'm a bit stunned at how calm people seem to be with like, oh yeah, there's it's just a hurricane coming. Like, what? Shouldn't you be like in a shelter on the ground or
Who is this guy? Who are you?
brave the storm?
I brave this storm for Whataburger.
Okay. I'm Burger Pie.
Oh,
Identify
is that
as
brother
Burger
Pike?
Pie.
What in the actual
Yeah,
is going on around here?
yeah.
That's what I want
What
to
if
know.
I'm the real Burger?
I'm braving this the whole hurricane to get these fries.
You and your
To get this
Whataburger.
shake. Deviant.
Oh, I had a video of uh Kent going to Steve Anderson's church.
Though the earth may quake, I shall get this shake.
Oh, that's
I believe you will. I believe you will.
Though the storm blows in pronto, yet I shall have the combo.
So I asked you about the Bible verse the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was in Isaiah. Do you remember,
No, please refresh
Mr.
my memory.
Storm? I'm trying to refresh my own memory. Uh, it came up in a discussion. It was about uh, something in Isaiah and in Revelations, whether or not it was talking about Jesus. I know Mark and I think it was Tim. I think it was Tim. I might be. I'm sorry, Tim, if it wasn't you and you hear this. But I think it was. Had very differing views on it. Uh, was it? No. Isaiah 54? Is that it? I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for
Yeah,
it.
I'm sorry. I wish I remembered. I'm bad at doing my homework after those streams.
Yeah, aren't we all?
I always tell people I'm like I'm gonna look that up, but I'm always lying. I need to look that up.
I feel you.
But I'm in the middle of braving this whole hurricane. Like, what do they expect?
True. True. Very true. Oh, this might be it. Um,
Though the winds of life may blow, but to Whataburger I shall go.
so how is it this what that's called Helene?
Yeah, Hurricane Helene
Uh, it plows towards a Florida landfall.
plowing towards me.
Wait, where? Oh, I know which state you're in. Uh, you're in Georgia.
I am in Georgia, the great state of Georgia, where we still to
Georgia.
this day farm a lot of cotton, which seems a little bit outdated at this point.
Yes.
But we do it.
Okay, so what? So they say that on wait, it's not Thursday.
No, it's Wednesday where I'm at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here
one.
too. So
Thursday
on
is like
Wednesday
Philippines or something.
on Wednesday at 8 p.m. It's supposedly in the middle of the ocean, between like s- sh- uh, not far north of uh, Cuba and this little thingy on Mexico that goes
I
out
may have
towards Cuba.
I may have made a mistake.
Oh no,
In my fervor, I opted to get the Wood Brownie, but it was like 365
that's
for
not too
one
much.
Wood Brownie. That's too much. It should be like $1.99. Trying to rip me off.
I I don't really know what it is or how big it is or how.
It better be quite the brownie.
Okay, so
What would you like to? Oh, what would you like to debate? Would you like to debate about the Sabbath?
Yes, that would be a fun one because he's always so adamant that he's right about it, and he's not. So that would be a fun one. He'll never agree to it. I'm telling you. I'm just wasting my time.
Yeah, I'll ask him for you.
Yeah, just tell him that I said like, please, please, pretty please. Um, sorry about all that stuff I did ever. I still think he's the best, and Kent Hovind tells the truth all the time. Just tell him like everything. You know what I mean?
Will you debate him in multiple debating?
Like, there's no way for me to contact him directly because he's gone to such great lengths to prevent that. So I would have to buy like one of those airplanes that pulls a banner behind it and fly it over DAL.
Oh, Mark's in the comments,
Marcus,
Oh,
and it's his
Ma,
birthday.
it's
Mark, it's
the
your birthday. You're
birthday
so
boy.
old. Boy, you old. You know you
No,
old.
he's not.
How old are you, Mark? Tell
He's
us.
just reached the age of maturity.
I don't know about that. Mark, how old are you? Tell us in the comments. Can you type that high? Do you have enough characters?
I know, I know, I know.
I'm 34, and I think Mark is like, isn't he like 36?
He's 38.
38. Oh, ooh, whew.
No,
That big 4-0 breathing down your neck, boy.
I think he's 3'9".
Mark, are you 38 years old? Mark, I need to go visit him while there's still time.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
38.
I
Oof.
I I found the stream and I looked at the transcript and um, it was Isaiah 13. If in your view, uh, if it references Revelation or if it's about the destruction of Babylon. That was the question. And you pull it up on your app and you said, I would have to take some time when I'm not distracted and read through that chapter before I give you an answer. And this is it. This is the time. The time is nigh.
Mark, that 40's approaching fast, son.
Nah, it's
It's
not.
well on its way.
I can tell you though that from 40 to 46, 45, that goes quick.
You hear that, Mark?
I mean, I still have the same clothes as I did. Well, that's not fair before because I never really I very seldom buy new clothes.
Mark's gonna be that guy who's like, "Quit skateboarding on the sidewalk, you hoodlums! Back in my day, we had a jolly parade." Well, you old boy.
Or Pike, I have an idea. Next year, when you come with me and my friend to the UK, maybe you can buy tickets. You could
That
come
sounds
with
like a great
us
idea. When are you going?
next year. I mean, year after next year. This year coming up, next year. I'm going to the
See,
UK, but the year next year, Mark's going to come with me and my friend to the UK. Would you like to
that
come
sounds like a
too?
lot of fun. I'll just have to see how things are looking for me at that time, Logan. Mark's like, it was like just yesterday when I was 37.
I remember it as if it was yesterday.
Uh, my little buddy. Yeah, would that be great? Would that blow your mind?
If you all go to the UK in 2 years, I would take personal offense if you didn't come to Sweden.
Oh, I would like to go to Sweden. It's very
Yeah,
sweet
it
there.
is. On behalf of
Yeah.
myself, the royal family, and the government of Sweden, I invite you to come. And if you don't, there will be problems.
Oh,
You see? Look.
what the? We're packed. Oh, you scared him.
Oh, dang. I didn't mean
That's
to.
me.
I know.
Not the real burger pie.
Yeah,
That's
I
me.
was very confused when I saw
Oh,
your
I put
face.
that.
Dang.
Oh, what happened?
No, you changed back to your real self.
Oh, I put up that video of burger pie swinging on the tires.
Oh, did you?
Burger pie.
You made a cut?
Yeah. Do it just for burger pie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I,
Oh,
I was looking at some kind of.
say hi
Mhm.
and stuff. See how we're doing and stuff
Oh,
like
that's
that.
fine.
Do you talk to
He calls me
AJ?
sometimes.
Do you talk to Achilles?
No, he don't talk to me no more.
Oh. Do you talk to Ryan?
Me and Ryan on occasion speak on Messenger, and once in a blue moon, Ryan will call me. But I think Steven kind of like scared him out of talking to me or something.
I'm sorry. Uh, wow.
Fear the storm.
But what about? Do you talk to Andrew?
I message Andrew sometimes.
How are you, brother
I do
Pie?
not fear the storm, Logan. The storms
Oh,
of
that's
life cannot keep me down, Deviant.
yeah. Hope you're. Oh, can you read my? Oh, here, Miss Outcast. Big Bad Mom said I'm going to Sweden, but I'm not sure how to visit.
Yeah, I was
even
just going to address it, that to say that I understand why Big Bad Mama left the room before saying that, because there's gonna be war coming. You ain't seen no
oh no.
storm until you seen the storm of no visit the deviant.
Mm.
Oh
Oh.
yes.
We
It
say
sounds like the
bird
wrath
pie.
is coming.
Oh yes.
It
Oh yes.
sounds
It's
like the
gonna be
pain is coming.
it's gonna be biblical.
It's like Jimmy Swaggart said. Dang, that's a good looking piano player.
Oh, bird pie. Yeah, I put the video up of you on your
Oh yeah, I
tires.
appreciate that, Logan.
Oh. Yeah, this old channel has 300 dubs, 21 subs.
Something cool.
Oh,
Right here
nice.
by the pond. We just built it. And now Logan, me and you are gonna take a ride on it. It's about tire swing 30, boy. Ugh.
Wow.
Feeling like tire swing 45. It was about tire swing 45. If that limb was to
Wow.
snap, I would to die.
Oh no. You wanna die, you just fall and hit
Stop,
land
there's
on the
like a
ground.
300
That's it.
pound limb above me. When limbs snap,
Oh.
they come
Oh.
down. Look at this tire swing. It's sweet.
Well, I want you to be careful
No,
there,
we're
little
not being
guy.
careful. Look, we got to figure out a way this tire swing and get it fast without nobody to push it. Oh God! Yeah, I think I did it.
Bird pie. You're so funny, bird pie.
You should be here for this tire swing, Logan. You should have been there. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
Get ready for nothing, boy.
Big Bad Mama, you should
Wow.
be afraid.
Tire swing, sweet.
Wow.
Everybody in the comments section, do you need a tire swing? It's pretty relaxing too, just to kind of kick it and let it swing you around.
Wow. We should play a song in here. What would be a good song when he's on there on the tires?
So what are you up to?
Not so much. Oh, uh, I think I'm not sure. I think Dan still wants to do that
Oh
show.
yeah, tell him to come on. I think BBM's been gathering evidence.
Oh, Dan,
Help me!
Burbank. I need
Oh.
to tell you, Burbank. He said right now he's on his way to the Philippines.
You talking about Dan? Yeah, can you hear me?
Burbank? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can hear you. He's on his way to the
Why
Philippines,
does he keep scheduling stuff online when
and
he's
then
on the way across the world?
he said he wants to debate you. Oh, well, talk to you guys at the film. I think he still wants to do it. I'm not sure. He wants to talk to you when he's at the
That makes
Philippines.
no sense. If I was going
Is that
halfway
great?
across the world, I would not want to catch up on internet drama.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. What do you think of that, Miss Outcast?
I'm afraid I can only agree. I mean, wasn't he going wasn't he going there uh, to minister to people? Shouldn't
Yeah,
he
I think
be
so.
more focused on that? Maybe he got all that under control. I'm not to judge, but I can only conclude that it must be very important to him.
It must be.
Yeah.
What else seems very important to him is other people's spouses.
Yes. Yes. A bit too much. So.
Oh, are you
Hmm.
serious? Oh. You
That
think?
that tire swing was epic.
Yeah. Watch this. Ah!
Help me, Logan.
I'll help.
This tire swing's amazing.
Wow.
Look at the pond, Logan. There's all manner of
You know
fish in that
today's
pond.
Mark's.
Huh?
You know today's Mark's
Oh, is it?
birthday.
Mark, I swing in
Yeah.
honor of you. Let's see here. Yeah, this is for Mark. This one's for you, Mark. It was for Mark. Ah, this one's for
Wow.
Mark. Ah, I hope he feels honored.
Wow.
I
Oh,
would.
that's
I would feel
Tire
honored.
swing is sweet. I swing in honor of you, Mark. Today was your day.
funny. Uh, Brother Pike, what would you do if yeah, that'd be a good debate between you and Stephen over the
I
Sabbath.
would enjoy that thoroughly,
Would
and
that
he
be?
would not enjoy it.
Oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, that'd be a good debate. Here's two other. I'm not sure how many times you debated on there. I know you debated Kent 2 times. You
I
debated
debated Stump. I debated Joe the
uh
Sound Guy, and I think there was one more.
for I'm not sure. I know you debated Joseph, Sound Guy, Stump, and
I
Kent two
know that.
times.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was another one.
Did you debate Stump?
I did debate Stump.
Oh my goodness. How was that?
Back then, like me and Stump were on good terms, and so it was pretty congenial, to be honest with you. Um,
Mhm.
I miss Stump. I really do. Like there was a time that me and Stump had a really good relationship.
And then he showed his true self, I
No,
can
I think Steven came between us. Like it,
Oh,
I didn't see it at the time, but in hindsight, seeing how Steven, is so devious and gets involved in all these controversies,
y-
looking back, I think that Steven came between us.
yeah, that sounds reasonable. I think it
This
seems to be
brownie's worth
his.
maybe 249 tops.
Oh,
So is that a
serious?
full burger with?
When you say is, I'm assuming you mean to say was,
Oh yeah, of course.
because that burger's no longer with us.
I I will.
Oh,
We will now have a minute of silence for Brother Pike's burger.
I eat this brownie in honor of you, Mark.
Hey, brownie
oh,
sacrifice.
uh,
Isn't there regulations against that?
Well, probably. But this is America, Deviant. This is America. If I want to hunt wolverines from a helicopter with my AR-15, this tyrannical communist government cannot stop me. I'm
I'm
taking
are you
down the
sure?
Reds.
happy. I'm happy for you, maybe.
Oh,
Mark, you better be careful with that birthday cake, son. You
Mark
got so
at the
many candles, it's
truck.
like a bonfire. You had to get a permit for those candles.
Oh, I can't say much. Well, I haven't had a birthday cake in years, or I have, but not when I had a birthday. I had yesterday birthday cake for Sut, and it was good.
Mark lights all them
Perfect.
candles and the fire department shows up.
No, he's just now out of his nappies and uh,
Forever Young. Who's
What?
playing Forever Young?
Uh, that's going to be the song for your
I like it. I
video.
like it. I like it. Mark, I swung on that tire swing in honor of you for your birthday. I planned it that way. It was not an act of selfishness. I ate this brownie for you. I wouldn't even order the brownie if it wasn't your birthday. So I want you to know that I did this for you.
Oh, that's nice. Forever pie.
Or like
You
Lupin's
could
version,
be
Forever Drunk.
forever Pike.
Uh, Crazy. Yeah, look at Brother Pike. Forever young. Forever young. Brother Pike is
I like it.
forever
I'm always
young.
younger than Mark, which is a sweet, blessed consolation. Like when I'm 84, I'm gonna be like, Mark, you 88, son. Boy, you old.
Well, let's be honest here. When you're 84 or when Mark's 88, no, I'm not gonna go there. It's too dark. It's too dark.
She's trying to say with my eating habits, I'll never see 50, Logan.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm gonna say.
I will be forever young.
Well, then you will be remembered forever young.
Would you like it if they made a machine that can make you 20 years old again?
That's a tough one because everybody wants to be 25 in their body, but I don't want to be 25 in my mind.
Oh, you want to be 25 in your mind. It just, your entire body will
I
be
would
that
like to
age again.
freeze my body at like 25, but I'd like to keep my mind where it's at now.
It'll be, your mind will be the same now. But Brother Pike will be forever young. Will you ever be forever young? That's a joke, Brother Pike.
I actually have a theory, and it's not, you can't really call it a theory because I have absolutely no evidence at all, not even like the hints of evidence, but I have a suspicion that the eternal bodies that last forever in New Jerusalem are about 25.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, Brother Pike. Yeah, uh, does the Bible say that the Holy Spirit is a
No,
female?
it's a what?
Oh, yeah, that what Achilles and them said.
He said the Holy Spirit was a female.
What?
Man,
Yeah,
what
because
in the Greek
the Bible, I
Orthodox
think in the
nonsense? I
Greek,
don't understand what he's talking about.
yeah, he said that in the Greek it's had a female pronoun for the
It was the
Holy
thing
Spirit.
that fathered the Son of God that overshadowed Mary.
Oh,
Oh, I need meds. I need meds. Deviant. I need pills.
Yep, I got them
I
right
gotta
here
have
somewhere.
pills to be. I gotta have pills to deal with this.
well, I don't know,
It's
Brother
gonna
Pike.
take
That's what he
drugs.
said.
I've
Is
never
that true?
heard ever a
First off,
claim
it's
like
a
that.
spirit.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, if it has a gender or a sex at all, and I guess we would be talking about sex rather than gender, but I doubt it's any difference in this case. Uh, it has to be either neutral or more likely the same as the entity to which it belongs.
That is quite possibly saying that the Holy Spirit is female is up there. Like I've heard some stuff in my life. Like I heard Bruce say one time that he was a Baptist because John was a Baptist, and that made the top five. But today I was watching a preacher who swears that Peter was a Baptist, and that made the top three. But this is competing for the number one slot of dumbest things I've ever heard.
Oh,
This is up there with ST Demons.
We have
wow.
to.
What do you think of that, Brother Pike? Oh,
I think that
well, you
the
have.
Bible says comfort the feeble minded. So we need to go easy on Achilles.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I need to show you something. I just uploaded it. I say I'm just gonna play it anyways. The video of Forever Pike.
Let's see it, baby.
Okay,
Forever
so the
Pike.
Branch Davidians, which we all probably, I'm guessing, knows.
My dad got to visit the compound in Waco. I want to go visit it one day.
Oh, they
Oh,
considered
look at this.
the gender of the Holy Spirit to be female based on their understanding that the Hebrew word for spirit, ruach, can be feminine or masculine.
The scripture says
Oh,
there is neither male nor female in the spirit. In those words.
Oh, also, I'm not sure you want to follow any of the teachings of the Branch Davidians.
No, I mean, if you really want to shoot out with the government, I guess you can. You're not going to
Yeah, sure.
win.
And be burnt alive for no good reason.
All right, Logan, let's have it.
what?
Right here by the pond, we just built it. So cool. And now, Logan, me and you are going to take a ride on it. About tired, big birdie boy. Yeah. I was that.
I keep falling. My
I'm going to tell them. We live back in some little tire swing weed.
I want you to be purple there with me.
Look, we gotta figure out a way to get on the tire, get it going fast enough.
You saw that.
It's pretty
What do you
good.
say
It's
that,
pretty
Brother
good.
Pike?
That was
It's pretty good.
pretty epic, I'd say.
It made me feel better about myself, which is like the purpose of
Oh,
videos.
oh, that's good. Hope it did.
I even feel
Are you
better
alright?
about Lupin because I know that with a good whooping and a tire swing, he's gonna be all right.
Oh, that'd be good.
So
Forever
Lupin, go
young.
pick a switch and we'll get this
Brother
thing worked
Pike
out.
gonna be forever. Okay. Uh, yeah. My Brother Pike gonna be forever young. He's going to be forever young. He's going to be
Deviant, do you know
forever
what I'll be
young.
doing
Right, Brother
tomorrow?
Pike? What?
I will be, because the storm's going to be in full effect. Like, it's getting started now, but tomorrow it's going to be like 35-mile-an-hour winds sustained with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. I'm going to be on that
Yeah.
tire swing, standing up, braving the storm in the face of nature's fury. And I'm going to do it
Wow.
all for Mark's birthday.
Oh, that's nice. That's
Well, I
today.
mean, I'll do it tomorrow. Who cares what? It doesn't matter what day it is.
Oh. Oh. Brother Pike. He's gonna be forever young. He's gonna be forever young. Right, Brother Pike?
Yes. I mean, yes is actually the right answer to that.
Okay, that's good. Brother Pike, would you like to have it you could be 21
I don't know about
again?
21. Probably the furthest back I'd go is 25, 26.
Oh. Oh. Wow.
But anyways, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I gotta get off.
Okay, I hope
Oh
everything's
yeah, we're
alright
good. Just
for
a
you,
little bit of
Brother
weather.
Pike.
I'm gonna face it tomorrow on that tire swing and hold my head up high as the storm blows on.
Oh, that's You're gonna be
I'll
forever
probably be forever
young.
dead if I do that.
Gonna be.
Um,
Oh,
but brother Mark, I hope you have a wonderful birthday and may the Lord bless you. And Miss Deviant, it was a pleasure speaking with you as always.
You there, Miss Outcast?
I think the storm got her.
I'm here. I
Oh, okay.
accidentally muted myself. Uh,
Oh, sorry.
you take care, Pike.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
Or-
Take care,
yeah.
buddy. Talk to you later. It's been a couple hours. Time to time to shut the
Yeah,
show down.
I think that's a good idea. But it was really, really
Yeah,
nice hanging out with you and everyone.
thank you. You're welcome, and thank you so much for joining
Of
the show.
course, of course. And a happy, happy
Bye,
birthday
everybody.
to Mark Stoney.
Yeah, happy, and happy more birthdays. See?
See? Okay.